Yo, what up guys? Lucky here with another video, and today we're gonna discuss not just the lore that's been building up recently between Apex. If you guys haven't been keeping up with Apex on Twitter or Instagram, they've been uploading a lot of messages hinting at the lore coming for Season 5, and we're also gonna discuss a lot of the new quips coming, which is something that we've all been wondering when are they gonna come, and well, they're pretty much here. Alright guys, so what you're seeing on screen is something tweeted and also on Instagram by Apex. Some little hidden messages back and forth, and it says, what is a simulacrum? Basically, it talks about a cyborg and android, and it talks about how cyborgs and androids are basically on the spectrum of organic to inorganic life, and that is pretty much where a simulacrum falls, right in between. But it also talks about how the simulacra never knows that it's actually a robot. It continues to think that it is a human being, which is an essential part of its programming called the ego retention system, which ensures that the mental stability causes it to see its former self when it looks in the mirror, which we can remember that from the Revenant video where he looks in the mirror, he's himself, and then once he gets stabbed in the neck, he retraces everything and he actually sees that he was looking at himself, which is a robot, and he was actually shaving his metallic face. Alright guys, now this picture may be a little bit hard to read. I have to zoom in a lot on my end, but basically it's emails going back and forth talking about Revenant, how he was created by our predecessor, the original Hammond Robotics, or IMC, as I refer to them. Secondly, do you know how many simulacrums currently living in the Outlands have had psychotic breaks? One, this one. You knew the risk, and this one crossed that line. 100 reds as a goal. Lastly, regarding the casualties, you've never had an issue with collateral damage before. Don't start now because they're syndicates. So, Revenant has been brought back to life countless times because he was one of the best hitmen, as you guys know, as you have read. And basically, the reply goes, what part of Immortal Murder Robot don't you get? There has to be another way to stop this thing, and don't start on the source code. We can't access it. There are issues. So, and then he goes, what kind of issues? Let's just say the security system works a little too well and leave it at that. So, what, we just sit around and wait for this thing to kill us? Gosh, you're right. You really are out of options. If only there was some way to keep him busy while keeping an eye on him. Shame you don't know any murder competitions to hire your murder robot in. So, boom, right then and there, that basically tells you why Revenant joined the games. They are manipulating him till this day, so he joins the games, and they're basically keeping him busy because they're trying to pretty much reprogram him, get him to forget why he is on this killing spree of trying to figure out who did this to him, and pretty much just killing Hammond Robotics in general. He wants them done. Now we're gonna go ahead and move to the next picture. Alright guys, so this picture is probably the most interesting one in my opinion because it talks about a prototype, and it talks about how the remote neural projection and degradation abatement. However, it also says that despite our best efforts, our tests continue to show infinitesimal data corruption on each transference. So they're basically trying to transfer Revenant's pretty much memories, everything to a whole new prototype, and the same thing continues to happen. There seems to be some kind of bug in this syndicate, and it's never happened before. Why does it continue to happen to Revenant? Is it possible that he was just created like this to have this specific bug? If you guys know the movie I, Robot, there was that one robot that had that one bug where he was able to process and pretty much have human-like qualities. Is it possible that they did this to Revenant from the beginning because they wanted him to one day be able to snap out of everything? Now, it also says it is the opinion of the research team that this technology be limited to small batch transference while additional avenues for corruption abatement are explored. And it also says keep it to a para next time. Nobody's going to read all that. How much does this cost at accounting? Very interesting. They're worried about, how much does everything cost because it is a scientific project, and this is Gabriel Mora sending a message to Roy House. Now, we are going to pretty much get to the last picture that was tweeted yesterday, I believe. Alright guys, so these are messages between Loba and Jamie. Jamie says, any luck? She says, this place is a maze, but I'm getting close. I can feel it. You have the access key. And then Jamie says, yeah, I'll send it to you, but be careful. Don't do anything crazy. So Loba is definitely in the brand new labs exploring because, well, she pretty much is the inheritor of the original predecessor who created Hammond Robotics, the IMC. He is responsible for everything done to Revenant, but I have a feeling there's more than meets the eye. There has to be somebody that was involved in programming Revenant that knows why he's going haywire, why he continues to go haywire, and the real question is, why do they continue to bring Revenant back? Is he really that great of a hitman, or are they just obsessed with the fact that one syndicate failed and they cannot allow that? But now, guys, let me know, what do you think in the comment section about all of this lore that they're adding? What are the assumptions, and does it make sense to you? And do you guys think that it's pointing to the same number one thing that I'm thinking, and they're either going to reprogram Revenant, they're going to completely redo him for season 5, he's going to come back a whole new person, or they might actually kill Revenants? That's just kind of my prediction. There has to be some kind of lore, considering the fact that they're bringing in Stalkers, and Stalkers are extremely terrifying. But now let's get into the whole brand new quips that are coming to Apex Legends. Alright guys, so as you're reading it correctly, they're bringing quips in the game that if you have a specific player on your team that, for example, chooses Octane and you're playing in Lifeline, when you revive him, or when you guys are playing, you guys will say certain things to each other because, as you know, Octane and Lifeline are buds. There's also some for Loba and Revenant. There's some for Caustic and Watson, as you guys know. They do know each other. And there's also some for Pathfinder and Mirage. So that should be very interesting because, well, Mirage is very annoyed by Pathfinder. Pathfinder loves everybody, especially Mirage. Caustic and Watson, well, they go back to, I'm pretty sure he's known her since she was a kid. And then Octane and Lifeline, simply because she helped Octane get his legs. So there's going to be some references to that in game, and I'm sure they're going to add it to many other legends. And then Loba and Revenant, well, that's going to be a little interesting. The thing I'm looking at here specifically talks about when they're reviving each other. So not exactly sure how that's going to go, if it's going to be friendly or not, but it's definitely something we've been wanting in Apex Legends for a while. But with that said, guys, it is your boy Lucky. Hope you're having a great day and night. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Hope you're all doing great, enjoying Apex. And remember, tomorrow we will get the launch trailer, so stay tuned. Peace out.